Peace, love, and light, everyone. This is Mizana, and welcome to Sacred Medicines. So, today I'm going to be discussing um, a little bit of the ego again. And I know it may seem as though I'm stressing the ego so much, but it isn't that I'm stressing, it is that the ego has such an important role in our lives. We have given it a lot of control. So you'll find that many times things that you say and do, if you look at the role that the ego is playing, you'll see that if you remove the ego or quieten the ego a little, that you may be able to see things differently and maybe change. Instead of conflict, you'll find that there's peace. Or maybe you can find a way of giving sacred medicine during the conflict or the discussion or whatever it is. But working outside of the ego, or better yet, I think the better wording would be working with the ego where you are in control, um, changes the perspective of life and the way we interact with one another. So today we're going to talk a little bit about by overcoming the ego's desire to justify emotions and engage in conflict, we move into greater ease and deeper connectivity. So if we can remove this ego, then what would our lives be like? So, a lot of times I say to you, if you find that the position that you're in, be it job or in your home, if you find that there's a lot of turmoil, conflict that's happening there, look at the role that the ego is playing. Because we have given the ego such a great position in our lives that it is very challenging for us to move from the human form into the spiritual form, which is us stepping into our greatness. Once we step into our greatness, things like judgments, things like those discussions that you have in your head, about self-esteem, about who you are, what your performance is like, what other people is saying about you, how you view yourself, how you view the world around you. All those things will start to change once you start looking at the ego. Because what the ego does, the ego, one, makes you feel a certain way. So it can inflate your sense of who you are, as well as it can deflate that sense of who you are. So it doesn't matter whichever way it's working, it is your false self. It is not your authentic self. So by looking at the role the ego is playing in your life, who you are as an individual, then you can look at how then are you interacting with other people? Is the ego still very prominent? And if so, where can you start quietening the voice of the ego? Maybe if you feel that you're overconfident, people may call it different things, but I'm going to say overconfident. If you find that maybe you're a bit overconfident and you find that people who are around you are really not authentic. They're not really embracing you for who you are, but because you don't know who you are, keep that in mind. But they're doing it for other reasons, maybe your status, where you can get them, maybe who you know. Maybe it is because they feel that you have something they want. Whatever it may be, it could be something very trivial, but it doesn't matter. But they're not around you because of you showing who you truly are. And the reason they're not around you, but because of you showing who you truly are. It's because you don't know who you are. You look at images on television, you look at people around you, you listen to things that they say, and you may find that, okay, you know what, in order to make me feel better about myself, I am going to go out and get this new BMW. In order for me to feel better about myself, I'm going to go and buy all these clothes because they are the in fashion. People seem to be, you know, sexier wearing these clothes. They seem to be, you know, friendlier. They seem to have a lot of friends, you know. So you find yourself going out and you're buying things, and you're filling your home and your surrounding with things, and those things don't represent who you truly are. So everything around you is pretty much an illusion. It is an illusion, all because of your ego. So when I say something like, you know, well, you know, life is an illusion, you know, instead of saying, oh, Mizana, that is so not true, just listen for a moment. If you're not being your authentic self and you are living a life of status or a life of fear, because if you're not being your authentic self, it is because you are creating something that isn't real, because you maybe you want to feel a certain way. So that whole thought process is creating an illusion, because you're saying in your mind, if I get these things, I will feel better. So you find that you've purchased all these things. They're in your home. They're around you. And because of these things, certain types of people come into your circle, and you discuss certain things. Even your topics are that of who other people think they are outside of their true self, so they're not being real. So everything around you isn't real. It isn't your authentic self because of the ego fueling it. So you're living in a world that is not you, causes a lot of stress because you're constantly trying to keep up. You look around, sometimes you have acquired so many things that it makes your physical self uneasy. You know, you have all this stuff around you in your home or your apartment, and it's cluttering your mind. So because you are not living your authentic self, you're choosing to live a certain life with your ego, you have created an illusion around you of unhealth, because nothing around you will be who you really are. Why? Because you don't know who you really are. And so therefore, you have created all this stuff that is not you. And so living in this state of chaos and clutter is causing health issues. And this all starts with the ego and you not being your authentic self. So ways we can start looking at that, ways we can start making changes, is actually through meditation. Meditation allows you to sit. And so sometimes, you know, I might sit and I might find that today I'm not really easy with myself. There's something going on that's causing me to not want to sit. And maybe when I do sit, because you tend to move yourself into the sitting position, even if you're not feeling that is what you want to do. It's a practice. So in moving myself into this sitting position, I find that my mind is just moving all over the place. I'm just not comfortable. So in meditation, I ask the question, what is going on with me? Where can I find ease in my practice? Where can I start eliminating the chaos from my life so that I can breathe better? Where in my home am I finding that uneasiness? Is it in my office? Is it in my bedroom? Is it in my living room? Look at things that's around you that need to change. So maybe I will look at, maybe my closet needs to be cleaned out. Maybe my bedroom space, maybe I have too many things. Clean off my chest of drawers. Maybe I need to dust and use sage and just lift the energy and cleanse the air. And so these are very important things to be aware of. A mindset that is holistic is very important in wellness. So I said all of that to say, how about maybe to combat that chaos, implementing more of a sitting practice? And it doesn't have to be long, maybe 5 minutes a day. You breathe, to give yourself 10 breaths. If you have a little longer, maybe you sit and you focus just on breathing. And every time your mind goes elsewhere, you bring it back gently to the breath and you focus in again. And so maybe starting off with just those few things, maybe going outside and standing for a moment and listening beyond what is right there with you, but moving past. Can you hear the birds singing? Can you hear the squirrels rustling leaves or in the trees? Can you hear someone at a distance speaking? Can you hear the leaves blowing, or the leaves on the tree limbs blowing in the wind? Then you do the same thing with your nose. What is it that I can smell that's close by? What is it that I can smell that is far away? What is it that I can smell that I can recall and engage the scent in my mind and my body? Then you do the same things with your eyes. What is it that I am seeing right now around me? What is it I'm seeing in my peripheral vision? What is it that I can see in my mind's eyes? So you use your senses and you go through your here and now, and what it is that you can actually feel and smell and taste. Can I feel the energy that I'm carrying in my hands? Can I feel the energy that I'm carrying in my spirit? Look for auras around you. Things like that is very important to engage wellness and to bring about a balance in your life. So, by overcoming the ego's desire to justify emotions and engage in conflict, we move into greater ease and deeper connectivity. So that would be the connectivity. Once you have recognized the ego, the role it's playing in your life, and then overcome that role by lessening the ego's voice in your head and your behaviors and your deeds, your thoughts, your words, and your deeds. By overcoming that and lessening the ego, then we can move into greater ease and greater connectivity with the universe. We can hear better the messages that the universe has for us, and we move in the flow of life. We engage with others in a different manner, and we bring peace into our lives. So may all beings free themselves from suffering. Please subscribe to this channel and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Peace, love, and light. Ashe.